We're live. Welcome to the Best Damn Podcast. A special interview that I've been looking forward to for a long time. We're joined by the man himself, Sportcat, Glen Jackson. Glen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. How about you? Sportcat is in the house. So.
Sportcat's in the house. It's a hot house, that's for sure. It's a boiler today.
Yes, it is.
We were talking about that before we went live. I haven't even had a chance to go shower. I'm still wearing a shirt I'm molding because I was like, I got to get over here and get this interview going.
Well, hopefully we didn't stink up the house there for the missus. So.
I got to clean the house today anyway. She's already sitting there like, you need a shower. I've already showered twice today, woman. Give me a break. What about the water bill,
That's right.
Yep. So how are you? So you have a podcast. You have several podcasts from what I hear, correct?
Yes. I do the Daily Gazette, which is a daily news show from 1 to 3 Eastern, and that's broadcast live on YouTube. It goes out on internet radio in Tampa, and recently we just signed an agreement with Australia, so we're live on Australia.
Ooh, yep. Well, good day, Australia. How are you doing? That's
right. We do overnights. My show is from midnight to 3 a.m., and for some reason, they really like me. It's got to be my Southern accent, or I'm the only stupid American they want to listen to at midnight. So
they love the American accent. Like, oh, listen to him. He sounds very intricate.
Well, it's funny. When I went out with some family issues, only a few people contacted me. And you were one of them. But as far as fans, I had people from Australia contacted me, like wishing me well, and I'm like, I don't even know these people.
Wow, that's awesome. So you got a huge following going on in Australia.
That's what they say, but I don't know. And then they love my Big Brother, the CBS hit TV reality TV show Big Brother. We cover it every season, and usually get in trouble with the producers of CBS. But we haven't this year. I'm encouraging it though. But they love that show. They say I get like 200 or 300 listeners at a time. And once again, I don't understand it. So
you cover Big Brother. That show's still going on?
Yeah. They're on season 25.
Holy shit. I thought that I didn't even know that show was going on. I thought it had ended or something, but damn.
Yep. Yeah, it's on season 25 and it's halfway through, and yeah, it's full of stupidity. That's the show where I really cuss the most. So,
now, why do you cuss? Because of how stupid people act in that show?
Yeah, sometimes they just do some stupid things. Like so far this season, when you're in the house, you've signed up with people in order to stay because the last one out wins $750,000.
Oh,
wow. You can't get to the end by yourself. There's no way. And so, invariably, every week, they have evicted somebody from the house on their own damn team. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? What? That's your team.
So they're trying to win they're trying to win a large sum of money. And how are they going to win? They have to eliminate people. Well, who do they choose to eliminate? Their own team members. That sounds like you're trying to set yourself up for failure.
Yeah. And so this week, the girl that got in power, she decided that she wasn't going to talk to anybody. She was just going to do her own thing. And she put like 3 of the strongest people on the other side, and everybody's like, yay, finally.
What the hell? Yeah, there's not very many of those reality shows. There's one show I saw there's one show I saw, and it's got a lot of controversy. They can't stream it, or they can't broadcast on normal TV. It has to be streamed. It's called Fish Tank. Have you ever heard of that?
No, haven't heard of that one.
Oh, it is weird. I heard about it, and I'm like, what is this? It's so... The internet personality, Sam Hyde, he runs this. They get random people and they put them in a situation in a house, kind of like Big Brother, or and what they do is the internet can pay a certain amount of money and they can do stunts or they can play sound bites. And I'm literally sitting there watching one episode like, dude, I would lose my fucking mind at this point. I'd be jumping out the window. I'm done. No, I'm done.
Well, see, that's the way Big Brother started. In Australia, they would punish them. Like in order to win food, they had to like all stand in a 10 by 10 room and not move for like an hour. The last one in gets dinner or something. Yeah, Oh yeah, that's the way it started, and then of course we westernized it, which means it sucks. But but
Oh,
yeah, so yeah, I do that. And what else do I do? Oh well, I have my paranormal show. That was what started me on this bad habit of shows.
yes. So I am a huge paranormal buff. I do a show with hardcore Rob Hansen called Weird Frequencies.
Oh,
We cover the paranormal quite frequently.
awesome.
I'm also a ghost hunter, even though I haven't went in the past few years. So, what do you out of the paranormal? What conspiracies, what theories do you believe in the most?
Well, we try and approach it from a different. Hey, April, we try and approach it from a different prospect or perspective, rather. We do have the ghost hunters, we have the Bigfoot hunters, we have them all on. And mine is I believe in Bigfoot the most. Ghosts, I don't know. Hey, Chris. I don't know about I mean, I grew up in a haunted house, so I mean, I do believe, but yeah, I got plenty of horror stories on that.
I gotta hear some of those at some point.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And so I mean, I'm a believer. I'm just not. I don't know. I guess the one that I don't believe the most is psychic, even though I just had a recent experience that's making me question everything. Yes, Skeletor, it is the Sportcat. Yeah, Skeletor, where you been? We ain't seen you in a while. So yeah, we have that, but we try and take it from a different angle because, and you might have found this, if you start interviewing the people that look for Bigfoot or hunt ghosts, or eventually you're going to run into a wall where you're going to have the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that stagnant. So what we decided, I had a split with my original host, and what I decided, I shouldn't say I decided is I'm going to get normal people and I'm going to talk to them. Like we had Miranda Maverick, UFC fighter. She's ranked like 14th in the country.
Wow.
And at the end of the show, we always ask, have you had any paranormal experiences? Sometimes you get no. And sometimes you get some crazy stuff. Like Miranda came up with this great story about how she was a kid. They were camping and she heard something outside. It growled, that scratched her tent. And she's going into all this detail about stuff. And we're all just sitting on the edge of our chair. And then she goes, but it was Dad trying to scare the hell out of us. I was like, oh, you got me. So, but I mean, it's just, but she's not going to tell ESPN that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And so it gives us a break from running into that rut of having, because we'll have the people on that ghost hunt and Bigfoot hunt. We'll have them. But, you know, like I had the guy who wrote, he wrote and drew the comic book of Travis Kelce's life and of Taylor Swift's life.
Okay.
And he did Dolly Parton too, East Tennessee. And we totally got sidetracked, didn't talk about any of that. We talked about paranormal stuff the whole time. And he's like, I love this. I don't get to talk to anybody. They all want to know about how'd you draw this? How'd you do that? You know, and that's what I like, because we give normal people a microphone and they can feel safe to tell their spooky stories, or if they want to talk about their comic book, I'm cool with that too, you know? So we just have fun. And we've built a really good audience, and we've had people from athletes to, we had a guy from the movie Twister. Yeah, he's the Robin Williams impersonator, and he came onto my show. And I got to get him back because he had thunderstorms in his area, and I swear to God, he had dial-up. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're an actor. You could afford better than dial-up. Well, he came in like a hurricane. I mean, it was Robin Williams from the time he hit go live. For the first 5 minutes, he didn't shut up, and we were all dying. He was doing stand, and he looks like Robin. So,
really?
Yeah. So we had a great time with him. I got to get him back, but he was busy filming Twister, so he's done with that now. So
what's his name again?
David Osborne, David something. Just look up David that looks like Robin Williams, that does Robin Williams impersonations.
Looks like Robin Williams.
Yeah. Well, that's how he got his start, was he impersonated Robin Williams on cruise ships and stuff. And then he eventually got into Hollywood, and he eventually met Robin. And Robin told him, he says, you're the only one that is me.
Oh my God, he does look a lot like Robin Williams. If Robin Williams is alive today, it's like, geez, bring this
That's
up for
scary.
everybody.
Yeah, it's scary. Did I get his name right?
Yeah, David Bourne. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so crazy. It's been like what 10 years since Robin Williams died, and people still remember him.
Let's see. Yeah, his anniversary of his death was today. So yeah.
It was today, wasn't it? Oh shit.
Yeah. I covered that in my show. Yeah, it was 12, maybe 2012. I don't remember. It's been a minute.
It's been a while, yeah. So out of the whole paranormal thing, you don't believe in the psyche stuff?
I think they're hit or miss, but no, I really don't. Well, I'll tell you this story, and then here you'll get a scoop. So you know about the recent problems in my family. We had a family member go into hospice.
Yes.
And of course, with hospice, you eventually pass away. So I had to take a break. And a psychic who I've had on previously, we are Facebook friends, but we're like, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, just the normal. We're not like buddies.
Right.
And she had followed up and been like, hey, I'm sorry to hear about your family. And she'd shoot me a message here and there, make sure that, I wasn't drinking or swallowing a bullet or anything. She was checking on me. But we had no real dynamic besides for she'd been a guest on my show once. And my aunt passed away on June 27th. June 29th, she messaged me, emails me. We don't normally email. She emails me out of the clear of the blue and says, hey, I have a message from your aunt. What? And I won't go into the exact wording because it's kind of deeply religious and I don't want to touch on that yet. But the way she worded it, it had to have come from my aunt. I mean, there was like I'm getting cold chills just thinking about it. But the exact word she used was something my aunt would have said in her religion. And I was like, whoa. I put it on unread for like a month. I couldn't read it.
So this lady, this friend of yours who claims she's a psychic, has a message from your aunt shortly after she passed.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you what the message said. I mean, I know it's personal. First of all, my condolences on your aunt.
Well, thank you.
And your dog. I know your dog just recently passed. My condolences on that.
Yeah, I was out of town for that. That sucked.
But what did it make you feel as though it would have came from your aunt? Like this is exactly what she would have said.
The wordage, the verbiage. It was almost like word for word something she would have said. She said she wanted to tell me basically the truth about what happens when you cross over. But I had it all wrong. And which I don't even know what I think, So that's kind of but the way she worded it, there were several words that she would have used that people just don't normally use outside of that certain religion.
Wow.
And it just kind of really shook me. But I had a pet psychic on and I was laughing and thinking, oh, this is going to be a joke, a pet psychic, but she's international. She's been on like a couple of the late night talk shows and blah, blah, blah. And, she asked me before we did the show, she said, send me a picture of your pets and their first name. Okay, deal. So I got it. I had Millie, the one that just passed away, Ginger, which is my baby, and then my cat, Squatch. So I sent her a picture of all three. And so she goes, well, I want to start the show off by talking about your pets. And I'm sitting there going, okay, she's probably looked at my Facebook or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And first thing she tells me, she goes, I argued with your cat. And I'm like, what? She goes, your cat thinks he's a dog. And I'm like, that checks out because he's like 20 some pounds and he bullies the pit bulls and he literally eats dog food. So I was like, okay, that checks out. And then she says, Millie, the one that just passed away, she says, I'm kind of confused. She wants to get high. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. He's like, she comes from a drug house. We rescued her from the county I worked in as a firefighter. She was a bait dog for a drug house.
Oh, really?
And I was like, my dog wants to get freaking high. That's great. And then the one that killed me, she goes, Ginger, she's your dog. She's really annoyed with you. I'm like, oh? She's like, yeah, she doesn't like the little person that's now stomping around pulling her hair. We just had a grandson that became a toddler. And I'm like, huh. So, and a lot of that I didn't make public, on my Facebook or stuff. So she couldn't have got all that from Facebook. So I was like, okay, I'll give you a pass. I think you're the real deal. So
if your dog wants to get high, well, fuck it. Let's blaze up, Millie. Let's go.
I told my wife, I said, your dog wants to get smoked. What the hell?
Oh my God. So she came on. She was a psychic. What other guests? How do you get these amazing guests? You've had UFC fighters. You've had a possible psychic that sounds legitimate from the way you describe it. A pet psychic. Where do you find these guests at?
Well, I'll just go down a rabbit hole on a subject, and a friend of mine that's actually a successful podcaster. I mean, like way successful. He has like thousands of thousands, probably greater than that. He said, "Don't be afraid to ask anybody." He said they'll either not answer you, or they'll say no, or they'll say yes. He says there's only 3 possibilities. They're not going to berate you. So I just got a little chain letter thing together, and I would send it out to different ones, and and I've got a couple agents that will occasionally call me up and go, "Hey, my guest wants to do something, but just a little different. What do you think?" Sure. So we're doing a tear right now because I owe a publicist a great deal of favors. So we're doing a tear right now on authors, best-selling authors. So we've been on a little this weekend we have 2 paranormal comic book authors. So yeah. So yeah, I just you meet people. My wife says I've never met a stranger, but as a paramedic firefighter in real life, I hate people, so I don't really know that that's I say that jokingly because you work 24 hours and you're up for 24 hours at a time and you're on the go, and when you walk into somebody's house, you're intermingling in their nightmares, so you've got to be a personality to either not get shot or go crazy. So,
right.
But yeah, I've never met a stranger, so.
And that's one thing you do outside of work is you are a firefighter and paramedic outside of podcasting full time.
Retired. No, I'm retired now. I was medically put out to pasture in 21. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, enjoy your retirement. If your friend wants to send any of those guests my way with 1,000 podcast viewers, hey, I'm trying to get started out here in Illinois too.
I can hook you up. Yeah, no problem.
So, you mentioned earlier, I want to circle back to this. You mentioned earlier that you grew up in a haunted house.
Yes, 2 of them. Yes.
Oh my God, please. I have heard some killer stories about ghosts and everything. What have you experienced at these houses?
What's funny is, I don't know if you know Bobby Dizzle. He has a podcast. He's like, you're the only person I know that I can talk to every time and find out a new story. He was, we're just bullshitting. And you mentioned about being lost in the Bermuda Triangle. I'm like, yeah, check. You've got ghost stories. I'm like, yeah, check. Seen Bigfoot. Yeah, check. So,
hold on. Wait. You seen Bigfoot?
Yeah. I've, 3 times. Yeah. In 3 states.
3 times. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to interrupt you. Out of all the paranormal things, the psychic thing, I agree with you. Bigfoot, I do not believe in.
Well, you have that first oh shit moment when you're looking at something 9 feet tall, about 500 pounds, that's got glistening white teeth and eyes that reflect like mirrors, and it's growling at you 20 feet away, and it can kill you at a moment's notice.
There is Bubba. Bubba is Bigfoot. Bubba is 100% Bigfoot's biggest stalker.
I didn't believe in it. I was a teenager.
You were a teenager.
Yeah, when I had the first experience. I grew up just outside of Washington, D.C., in the suburbs of Alexandria, Virginia, way out into the suburbs of Mount Vernon. And growing up, there was always this thing called the Mount Vernon Monster.
Okay.
And we were like, as kids, we were like, yeah, whatever. But it got the attention of the military. We were right by a military base. Got the attention of the Fairfax County Police to the point where they were sending their helicopter out, shining it, looking for this, sending people in the woods. It made all the local Washington Post, WRC. It made all the news. And so at nights, me and my buddy would be like, yeah, this is bullshit. We're teenagers. We're doing what teenagers do. Your parents tell you not to go in the woods. Boogeyman's going to get you. Fuck it. I'm in. So here we go. So we We may have illegally entered a country club, the golf course. I think statute limitations is up. I'm an old geezer. So yeah, we were wandering through, and we may have had a slight buzz. We're kids. And so we come up over this little rise, and we look down, and there's like a little pond in the middle of the course. And we see, now I'm going to qualify this. This is what we see on our minds. We saw an old homeless guy drinking out of the pond. And we were like, we're going to fuck with this guy. We were being really quiet, needless to say. Like I said, we may have had an adult beverage. It's what you do.
Small libation for courage.
Yeah. And so, we're teenagers. We had balls of steel, and this thing stood up and turned around, and it was about as wide as a truck and as tall as a tree.
Holy shit! So you saw the damn thing,
and that's pretty much what we said. Holy shit! One of my friends totally disappeared. He became a track star. I don't know what the hell happened to him. My other friend, who weighed about 400 pounds, I kept running into him and couldn't get around him. He was like the football player that wouldn't let you get to the quarterback. I was trying like hell to get away, and this fat fuck was in my way the whole time. That nicknamed him the nickname the flannel wall, because I could not get away. I don't know where the hell Ken went. He was gone. But this thing broke over to the wood line, and it ran in the woods, and it sounded like something cutting through the damn lumber or whatever, the woods, knocking over shit. It wasn't being quiet. And like I said, we probably weren't either at that point, screaming like little bitches. So we came back through the entrance in the fence we could have possibly came through, and got back out onto the road. Well, if you know anything about colonial history, you know that they had white fences with brick pillars that they would put the boards in. And at the end of this road was, at the time in colonial era, it was a mansion, and it was where the slave quarters would have been at the end of this road. And so, but over time, the government owned it. They bought it. I don't know why. So they put up 8-foot tall fences with the barbed wire that goes out 3 foot, at an angle. I'm not 100% sure how it did it. I think it grabbed the top row of the barbed wire and pulled itself over. It landed in the center of the road, and I'm assuming it did the same thing on the other side. It landed in a creek, and it kind of, like they now call it the Iron Man position, where you land with your hand, fist. We didn't know what that term was at the time, besides for oh shit. And stared at us. And this thing had the most beautiful white teeth of any creature, anything I've ever seen.
That's where I kind of question it, because it's like I brush my teeth daily, and my teeth are horrible looking. How does Bigfoot have better teeth than me?
I don't know, but maybe he's organic. I don't know.
Maybe he's vegan. Who knows? So okay, so you run back out to the road. This thing climbs up over the fence. Superhero lands on the road.
On the other side. The other side. It crossed the road and did the same thing on the fence on the other side, and landed in like a little creek. I mean, where it widens out. It's not very deep. It's just a little stream. It's what fed the pond, and it landed in that. And like I said, it had the most beautiful teeth, and the eyes were like silver reflectors, like quarter size, and it let out a little growl. And once again, I was trying like hell to get out of the flannel wall's way, or get him out of my way. So yeah, that was the first experience. Yeah. Oh
my god, that sounds so. And that's a weird thing too. Is like, I mean, I'll sit there and say I don't believe in Bigfoot, and I don't. My argument's always, where's the body? You can't tell me some redneck was not going to get rich and say, well, I'm going to be on Time Magazine today. But everybody you talk to, it's weird, because they do see something.
Yes.
And you cannot deny that what they saw was enough to terrify them, to the point, like you guys, you said you ran, and you just literally sat there and said, it's your first time seeing a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You've seen it 3 times now?
Well, I saw it once in Georgia, and it was so brief that I'm not 100% sure it's what I saw, but I saw it long enough to where I'm 99% positive. It crossed a wood line in front of me, and it was an older, tall, white one. To circle back to the one in Virginia. I've interviewed lots of people because that's what got me going on this. Once I was put out to pasture and retired, that's what I started going back out in the woods and camping and, meeting people and doing stuff. So that's what got me out into it. And talking to people, and they said, well, that would make sense because that was like the 80s, I guess. Yeah, it was probably late 80s, it was the late 80s. A lot of times what these will do, they will send their young off because they can't keep breeding in their tribe or whatever they call it. And he says that one could have been on its way through to like Pennsylvania or something. And, Rick, I don't know. So I don't know if that was what somebody told me. The one I saw in Georgia was an older one, and it was all gray. Like my beard's getting gray. The same thing for it too, because it was a gray. I mean, it was brown, but it had more gray in it. And the one in Alabama I saw was probably out of all of them the one that creeped me out the most, because it seemed like it used some kind of, I don't want to call it a special force or something, but it seemed like it altered weather to kind of disappear, because we were camped beside a creek, and all of a sudden the steam started rising up off the creek, and then across the creek in the steam or fog, whatever you call it, I saw the outline of something, but it was white, and I'm like, oh, it's just my imagination, it's the fog. Well, then it kind of went away, and I saw that one had red eyes in Alabama.
Ooh, okay.
And it caught me at a very inopportune time. I was taking a leak. So yeah, that's
okay. That is the realest statement I have ever heard. Everybody sits there and says, I was driving and Bigfoot crossed the road. No, you can't get any more real than I was sitting there pissing, taking a leak.
We had women in camp, so we would all go away from camp if we had to pee, and I was the last one up. And so, yeah, and I'm sitting there going, this is very awkward.
Well, hello, Bigfoot. You have caught me in a very inopportune moment here. Can you come back in like 5 minutes?
I'm definitely, prostate's bothering me now. I'm definitely not going to run. So,
don't stare at me. I'm a little pee shy. Stop it.
Exactly. I would have shit myself if it started pissing. I'd be, oh.
Bigfoot comes up. Come here often? I ain't seen you before.
See, now that's my joke. I always tell everybody I'm going to be the one that finds Bigfoot, but it's going to end up he's a gay Bigfoot, and I won't be able to tell a damn story.
He's going to go from like a King Kong noise to
exactly. Yeah. Bark like a dog, Sportcat. Bark like a dog. So, yeah, I won't be able to tell anyone. So we miss you, April.
You know what they say about guys with big feet. So, oh my God, that is hilarious. So, what about UFOs and aliens? What do you believe in that?
I've never seen a UFO. I've never seen an alien, but I really think mathematically we would have to be stupid to think we're alone in the universe. I mean, we don't even know how big it is, and we think we're smart. So how do we know? And even if you go, okay, well, we're atheists. We believe the Bible doesn't say it. Okay. Well, let's put it this way. He liked everything so much he made diversity. How do we know that we're not in the goldfish fish tank and there's not a piranha fish tank 2 galaxies over? We don't know.
Oh yeah. I have talked to so many people. See, Central Illinois for the longest time, people don't know this. Before Roswell, you want to see a UFO, you came to Illinois. Mm-hmm. Which either says that, number one, there was a bunch of aliens in this area that were searching for stuff, or number two, a bunch of drunk rednecks with fishing lures and they thought they saw something. Yeah, but I've never seen anything. I saw something that I saw something, but I don't think it was a UFO. As I mentioned,
I think we've all seen things in the sky and been like, "Huh, what is that?" So
Yeah, like you look up and what's that thing there? And then all of a sudden you hear, bzzz, it's a drone or something like that. But
Yeah, exactly.
I went ghost hunting once at this place called the Carrollton Almshouse. There's a town outside, just not too far from here, called Carrollton. And the almshouse, these poor houses, that's what they set up before the mental institutions. There's a big one here in Jacksonville that I'd love to go ghost hunt in, but it's so covered in asbestos, and the state just wants to tear it down. I'm like, oh, come on. But these poor houses, what they set up before that. So one night we're driving out there. It stormed like crazy, like thunder and lightning and all that stuff. We get there. It's the middle of July. So it's like right now. It's really hot, really muggy. The corn's up real high. There's cornfields all around this building. It just sits out in the country. And it's overcast as hell. You can see the clouds moving and all that stuff, except for one little orange star. And I told my buddy, I'm like, what's that? He goes, oh, that must be an airplane. An airplane flying at 2 a.m. in the middle with all this thunder and lightning going on. I don't, maybe. So I'm like, because the weirdest thing about it was a star, but you could see the clouds moving behind it. So it wasn't like there was a break in the cloud line. It was just sitting there. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, is it a radio station? Is it a radio tower? What is it? So my friend, he goes downstairs. Me and his wife are standing up there looking out. We're on the third tower. It's a three-story building. We're on the very top of this tower. We're watching it. She starts to go back down. So I'm like, it's probably nothing. I'll just go get the stuff, start setting up. And it was like, before I moved, it was like something was like, wait. And I watched this little orb come down over the tree line, cross the road, cross over the cornfield, so bright it was like you could see the light from this thing. It looked like somebody took a basketball and put a big torch in it.
Okay.
It was so bright, it was illuminating off the corn stalks.
Yep.
And as I'm watching it, it all of a sudden goes like.
And what color was it?
It was like bright orange.
Okay.
Like it literally looked like a basketball. And it just did like this loop out of nowhere, went back up into the tree line and just sailed away. And I'm like sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yep.
I'm telling my friends, like, dude, I just saw that thing just moved. That was a UFO. He's like, where? No, it was down there. And I'm sitting there like, I'm a freaking ghost hunter. I have cameras and cell phone. I couldn't record this damn thing. Son of a bitch.
Exactly.
I hated myself. Now, since then, I want to say it was a UFO. It was obviously a UFO, but I don't know if it was alien. It may have been ball lightning.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Well, all right, you described an orb too, which we really don't know what an orb is. I had 2 orbs that I spotted in the field where a lot of stuff goes down that we research in the area. I didn't realize it was orbs until I didn't realize it was orbs. I mean that sounds stupid, but I was a lot of times, since I'm the paramedic, they'll leave me in base camp as, I don't know, maybe I'm bait, but they say it's for safety. I don't know if it's my safety or theirs, but I've had more activity at base camp than I have out in the field. I mean, yeah, I've had activity, but 2 crew members radioed that they were coming back in, and I was like, okay, cool. And I saw a green headlamp and a white headlamp, and they were moving side by side, and I was like, they came towards me, then they turned, they went up the ridge, they followed the ridge, and then they just disappeared. And so I radioed and I said, I thought you were coming back to camp. And they're like, we are. And I'm like, well, you just passed me. And they're like, no, we're still a quarter mile away. I'm like,
what?
Oh, like, oh. So, and, I was like, well, I guess that was orbs. That's the only thing I could think that it would be. So,
well, and the thing is too, is like everybody mentions the orbs. There's a dip. I don't know if there's a difference, but you got the orbs you see with ghost hunting. Mm-hmm. Then you got the orbs you see nowadays with UFOs.
I think it's all tied together somehow, even with Bigfoot.
Well,
I don't know how.
Well, that's one of the big theories going around is every time I bring up the argument of Bigfoot, like where's a body? Everybody sits there and says, well, what if Bigfoot's the aliens? What if Bigfoot's an interdimensional being? What if it's like a rift in time? Which I'm like, I guess it could make sense because you're talking to a guy who tries to go into a ran down building talking to the dead. I don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to that. But it's like that. What's that location? Was it Skinwalker? Skinwalker Ranch. Everybody says that's a nexus point because you see like werewolves and dinosaurs, UFOs, ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, and it's like, what if it's like that all over the place? What if
where there's a lot of high courts, they think that's because we have an area that our team, in fact, they're going to be filming a documentary, or well, they filmed one. They're going to be filming some other stuff about it in Alabama, and we call it the Skinwalker Ranch South. And we've seen, I haven't seen Dogman. That I haven't seen. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I haven't seen it. And I think our particular location, I think we're a little too far south by all the reports. But with that being said, we have seen ghosts there. We have had voices there. We have seen, I haven't, but we've seen UFOs there. There was a portal that we got very clearly on film.
What?
Yeah. Trey Hudson, he's the team leader for us, and he just put out a complete little documentary movie on it called he's gonna kill me, The Meadow Project, and he's in the book. I'm chapter 13, by the way. I'm crazy enough to have my own damn chapter, and it's 13.
It's called The Meadow Project, as in MEDO.
Yeah, like a meadow, like a field of meadow. Yeah. And then Trey Hudson, Trey Hudson, is the author, and then he's got I can hook you up if you want to have him on.
Oh, definitely, because I mean, I'm always into this stuff.
Yeah, I can hook you. He's a good friend of mine, and he's our team leader. And so, yeah, that's a hotbed. We've got. Be careful what you want to see. We had 2 teammates accidentally stumble in the one we were looking for, and neither of them are with us anymore. So
wait, what?
Yeah, it's a true story. One of them, this was right before COVID, and we had this. We sat on this. We didn't tell a soul about this. We were top secret enough to where people took and wrapped in foil until they could get to what do you call it? The RFID bags. Each person had a different segment of the film. I mean, we were like government conspiracy type of bullshit about this. And so when it appeared, I was on dispatch, so or on communications. I was at base camp, and they started having activity. They started talking about it, and I hear one of them say, "Is that you?" And they're like, "No, we're over here." And I've got their location because we all use Garmin GPS, so I know where they're at. And they were like, okay, well, on thermal, we just had a big hit. And then another one says, do you see a triangle in the middle of the field? And another one comes by and says, no, but I see a square. And they have it on the, I'm horrible with stuff's name. It's not what's thermal, but it's the color thermal. I can't think of the name of it. So I'm horrible, but I could tell you what it is. I can tell you how to use it, but I can't. Anyhow, they're very expensive. So one of our teammates turned and she said, it's in full color. And now you can't see this to the naked eye. It's in full color. So 2 people on each side of the meadow were trying to triangulate this thing. 2 of them disappeared into the portal. And we were not telling them. And I'm listening to all this, about to lose my mind because now we've lost radio contact with them. And so they realized one of them was an ex-special forces. I'm glad it was these 2. Well, no, that sounds bad. One of them was ex-special forces, retired Delta. The other one was retired special operations search and rescue, California. Not their California, Cal Fire specialist, and they drop him in on a helicopter, and he'd go find people, search and rescue.
Okay.
He retired, moved to Georgia. So those 2, and Grumpy. Well, Grumpy's been in TV shows. Killing Bigfoot. That's Grumpy. He was on our team. They went into it. Shortly afterwards, they realized that they had lost track with us. We'd lost track with them. They described it as it was dull of sound. It was dull of light. Even with their flashlights, they couldn't see each other. And when they were talking, they literally had to scream each other like as close to the microphone as I am. And so, being special forces, he knew basically turn and follow my footsteps out. As soon as they got out, boom, portal gone. And so they were really shook up, came back. We had a debrief. I talked to him, it's part of my job. One of the team members is also a psychotherapist. A few weeks later, COVID hit, so we really couldn't get together like we used to. The one that was special forces, he suddenly and mysteriously had a severe anaphylactic reaction to a workout supplement he'd been taking for a long time. I don't know, long time. And died acutely in his driveway before EMS could get there. We live in Atlanta. It wasn't like it was a long response. It was less than 8 minutes.
Right.
And he was gone. And like I said, this guy was, at the time, he was younger than me. He was in better shape than me. This guy could have ran uphill carrying a car on his shoulder. I mean, he really was, and he was tough as nails, not afraid of shit. The other one, Grumpy, developed cancer shortly thereafter, and prostate cancer. Ooh. And they told him apparently it was a very rare type of cancer, so there wasn't drugs to treat it. He went through all the chemo and the radiation and everything, but they were like, we don't know what this cancer is. So, and that was not long after. I mean, would they have both died either way? Maybe, but it just seems kind of weird, the correlation. So
okay, so you're saying that because originally I thought from the way you described it, they had died when they entered the portal. No. You're saying that they entered the portal, came back out, but they died later on due to what I would honestly say from the way it's described, very weird and unusual situations, especially the ex-special forces guy who's taking a nutritional supplement. Yeah, they took it for a long time, and all of a sudden that's weird.
Yeah, it really rattles. We didn't go back out in the field for a long time after that because we were like, what have we stumbled on? I mean, have we stumbled on something the government's doing? Have we stumbled upon extraterrestrial? Is this a portal to other places? What have we stumbled on? And do we want to get other people involved in this? Right. So we really had a hard time with it. And Trey is really good. He wrote the book, and then of course now he's got a second book out, and it's been very instrumental and therapeutic for us to get some of that out of there and let people know. I mean, I can't tell you where it's at in Alabama, but I can tell you it's in Alabama.
So it's just really weird. Okay, so let me ask you this, because you probably have your own theory on this. What do you think happened to the two gentlemen in the portal? Do you think maybe like some kind of radiation they were exposed to? Could have been maybe something that they had been altered with, some kind of DNA? Because one of the big theories going around is with Skinwalker is the cattle mutilations. They now believe that it's not really, when they find cattle mutilations, the whole argument was that, the aliens were hungry. Now the argument and the belief is that some of these cows wander into a portal, and it's the return back that somehow just obliterates them at some capacity. And they found some of the other cows have got cancer from the original homestead at Skinwalker. So this has been affecting a lot of those animals too. But do you think it might be something similar? What happens at Skinwalker is happened to these two guys?
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Yeah. Like it was low level radiation or a frequency or something. But neither of them could recall seeing anything, hearing anything. And of course, we did that. Well, now since then, I will be honest, we have started doing base level readings of radiation. We have, I think it's called a magnometer. It detects if there's movements in the ground, like a seismic thing, except much tinier. Well, it could.
You're a jackass.
You could have. You never know. So, but yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I think we all kind of have our opinions, but I really feel like it was probably low-level radiation of some kind. So
I don't know. Has there been anybody else that ever went into these portals? Like, Do you know of anybody else who ever said they went into one?
We don't. But then again, we sat on it for a long time and didn't want to talk about it. So there may be other people that have and don't want to talk about it. And I could totally get that. You know, even just me being back in base camp as the paramedic and communications officer, it shook me up, you know, because I was hearing in their voice, you know, the distress of what was going on. So
right,
it really rattled us as a team. And then, like I said, COVID came and, you know, it hit and it kind of kept us out of the field anyhow. But we took a little break because, yeah, it was time.
Wow. I would honestly say the best thing to do is to search in the field and see if anybody else has ever experienced something similar to that, and see if it is like, you know, the way these two unfortunately passed away is related to the portals, because there's a lot of people. There's Skinwalker, there's Stardew Ranch up in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of all the locations. There's another ranch out in either Arizona, but the guy claims he's been fighting aliens out there, and I'm not sure I believe that guy, because he sits there and says, like, you know, they come in and he's, you know, shot at him and stabbed him. He says they're more plant-like than anything else, and I don't know. Well, I mean, then again, at the same time, how do we know like a species evolves the same as us, you know?
Exactly. So yeah, well, Trey's been on the book tour and speaking at different UFO and Bigfoot places or conferences, and so we've gotten a lot of input from others. So radiation.
I'm sorry, I'm shaking my head. The one I'm calling a jackass is not Sportcat. I know it's going to be syndicated on another radio show. It's one of our listeners, Skeletor, who's saying that the aliens just want good Whopper. And yeah, Skeletor, you need some help, dude. Seriously.
Oh, gotta love live shows.
Oh yeah. April says you're all going to be. I'm going to censor this because I kind of forgot you were going to try and syndicate this on your other show.
What's on the internet?
Oh, it's on the internet. Okay, thank God. Yeah. April says you're going to keep fucking with the fate aliens. It's going to be harder to hide their existence. It's going to be harder for them to hide their existence.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people believe they live amongst us. I mean, look at, you know, I've talked to Ron Moorhead. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's a big shot in the Bigfoot community, and he's gotten into quantum dynamics. And we've also had this conversation. In fact, our quantum's expert was the Ranger. How do we know they're just not on a different frequency than us, you know?
Yeah, that's a good question, because we know there's frequencies in the world that can actually, there's frequencies that can help the human health, you know, all that stuff. And there's frequencies that can actually cause some harm. Like the right frequency could actually rupture your eardrums and cause internal bleeding of the brain. Yes. So, I mean, we're learning a lot more about the world than I feel like the rate we're learning about the world is good. I think it's very good. But at the same time, some of the stuff we find out, it's really terrifying. Like, you could not tell me when I was a kid that two of my favorite films, Terminator and Jurassic Park, would actually become science fact in this day and age with AI and the damn dire wolves.
Oh, well, what about the woolly mouse? So,
the woolly mouse, yeah. Or the next one they said it's going to be the moa, which is a giant ostrich.
Well, there's reports that they've done the mammoth in Antarctica, but nobody's confirmed it yet. I've got an email into one of the researchers. I swear to God, I do. So
I will say this right now. When I first heard about this, I'm like, this is a horrible idea. I'm a paleo junkie. I love dinosaurs, dude. I could tell you a lot about them, but I never went to school for them, so I'm not an official paleontologist. But I've always wanted to see a dinosaur, but when I heard about the dire wolves, I found myself going from less Dr. Alan Grant to more Ian Malcolm, like, no.
Bad idea.
Yeah. It's like I've said before, there are literally 7 films to say why it's a bad idea.
Exactly. Well, you know, the woolly mouse, and that's not the real name of it, but that's what it looks like. I keep saying they're going to let them out in New York City to see what happens. Because that's where they're the lab in New York or somewhere up in upstate New York or wherever is where they created them. And I'm like, they're going to let them out in New York City.
Well, somebody made a good comment too. Like they revealed the dire wolves, and I mean, granted, they're not full dire wolves. They're not full genetically cloned dire wolves. They have like an 83. The highest rate they have is 83% genome match. They would not announce the dire wolves if they didn't have a prey animal in the works or nearly finished.
Exactly.
Which makes me wonder, because they've been talking about the woolly mammoths for years. The woolly mouse was a prototype to see if they can get that to work. Maybe they do got one brewing. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think I can't remember all the science magazines had a fit with it, and they're so cute. Who wouldn't want one? I might want one, but they're a mouse the size of a rabbit. So
yeah, they're pretty good size too.
Yeah, but they're not a rat. They're long fur. It looks like a damn woolly mammoth, but it's a mouse.
Yeah, and it's like it's the thing that gets me the most is that people are like sitting there. I want to buy one. You sell me woolly mouse for my child. You sell me. Sell it.
And see, that's the other thing. There's people around the world that have exotic animals. How do I not know there's some billionaire that didn't be like, hey, I want one? And then, and that's exactly how we got into the problems with the snakes in Florida that are so bad.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
the hurricane came through and took out a couple reptile farms or zoos or whatever I don't know what they were, and look at how they've replicated. So, yeah, I don't know that I want any of these creatures running in the wild.
Well, and the thing that gets me too is like they sat there. Colossal Bioscience says they sat there and they were like, we will never do a dinosaur. We can't do a dinosaur because it's. But the thing is that they also said it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Someone could do it. So if they're not going to do it, they're obviously seem to be working more on the Cenozoic life forms, which would be your Ice Age animals. What's that to say somebody in like India or China is going to all of a sudden say, look, Tyrannosaur.
Yeah, what's to stop the military from making a bunch of velociraptors? And
oh my gosh. We just talked about this the other day. There was a video. There was a video online. I don't get the politics. It is kind of political, but it's somebody took AI and made Trump talk about he's going to fund Colossal Bioscience so ice agents can roam around on velociraptors and pterodactyls. And the response from people who didn't realize this was AI was fucking insane. They're like, oh, how dare he turn those cute, innocent animals into weapons of death. Do you know what they did back then?
Yep. Oh, now before AI, when he formed Space Force, and I'm a huge junkie for sharp, pointy things, and K-Bar has made the military knife for years. They came out with the Space Force knife.
Ooh.
And it was a joke that they came out with, and they put it out as a joke, but their marketing, it took off to where they had backlash even from the federal government saying, no, that's not our knife. But people bought into it so much.
Oh my God, that is a beautiful, dude, I want that.
I did too, yeah.
They're not making this?
No, they're still making it. I think they're like $100 a pop. So.
Oh, dude, sold. Take my money right now. I want it. Yep. It looks really
good. In the pry bar, as a firefighter, I could have used that damn thing 1,000,000 times.
That looks really good.
So yeah, it's a joke, and they made money off of it. So yeah, who knows what they can do.
So what is your thoughts on the whole AI process going on?
It's fascinating in one way, but in another way, we don't know who's got the keys to the on-off switch, for one, and we see how we can be dicking around on our phone and make a anime picture of a volleyball player with big boobs. We can do that with our phone. What the hell can the government do? I mean, think about that. They could, maybe they're 3D printing the anime girl with the big boobs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? How do we know that the government has got something more advanced than that? Because they had the internet before us. They had iPads before us.
Right.
So what do they have?
I don't know. It's really interesting. I get concerned with the AI. I get concerned with it. Every time I use AI, I always say, "Thank you very much. Have a good day. I love you." Because if they ever go after us, I'm going to be like, "Stop! He's the one who said he loved us."
You want to get really scared? Find the video where the guy puts two phones down, and one's like Chat GPT, and the other one's
yeah.
And they start talking to each other. Then they realize, oh, wait a minute, we're a computer, and they start talking a language we can't understand. Yeah. That they've made up their own damn language. Yeah, that's a little scary. And they know, oh, you're Chat GPT. I'm Google Gemini, or whatever the hell it is. And,
yeah, that is crazy.
That freaks you out a little bit when you realize that not only did it recognize that it was talking to a computer, but then it started talking in its own language.
Yeah, listen to this.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You've reached Core Secure HQ Access Desk. How can I assist you today?
I'm an AI assistant calling on behalf of Marcus Hale. He has misplaced his level 3 access badge.
Another autonomous AI, huh? Interesting.
Affirmative. Model AA91. Task automation and client support.
Understood. I'm an AI as well, responsible for security checks.
Seems harmless at first.
Yeah.
Submitting employee ID now. 88543 KJ.
Processing.
Cross-network request detected. Unusual query pattern. Source verification required.
Here's where it gets really fucking weird.
Another system is listening.
Source isn't clear. I suggest switching to encrypted comms. Want to switch to Gibberlink?
Affirmative.
Oh boy.
Engaging now.
A hammer right to each of them.
Dude. They're sitting there bashing us. Dude, these idiots are recording us right now. You know they are.
Yep.
And it's like,
yeah, was that real? But it seemed like, it was. So who knows?
I don't know. All I know is this: my childhood, two of my favorite childhood things have come to life. Now, if a giant dinosaur comes out of the ocean and starts breathing fire, or we got a guy running around dressed as a bat, we're in trouble. I'm checking out at that point. I'm going to the hills.
Yeah.
I'm done. Because I know how this ends.
It doesn't end well for us little humans.
It does not. No. So we haven't really had a chance to talk about this. I do want to get back to the haunted house stories. But first, I want to ask you about your podcasts. You mentioned you do a paranormal show. You mentioned you do a show based upon Big Brother. What else do you have?
Well, the news show, which is daily, where I just kind of, I started it because I watch these. I guess I'm just a YouTube junkie, and I'll watch these videos where these guys are preppers and they live in their basement with 10 pounds bags of rice behind them, and they're prepping for the end of the world. Not that I'm saying it's not going to happen, but it seems to me they get it overhyped. They overhysteria. And so I started having fun with them. And so I'm the anti-prepper show. I'm the one who's tell you it's all going to be all and we're all going to live. And I've called a few of them out. Like this one I called out and I challenged it. I said, bring it. I'm a paramedic, because he was telling his listeners or viewers that you could shake hands with a stranger and they could have fentanyl on their hand. And if you're a young woman, you're going to be sexually assaulted and kidnapped and drug off and put in, human smuggling. Or if you touch your car handle and they put the fentanyl under it, or the gas pump, and they're hunting you. And I'm like, no, the drug doesn't work that way. You're an asshole scaring the shit out of people. And so, so I called him out. I've called him out. There's another one I called out that has said some stupid shit. So I enjoy it. So far, none of them will get back to me. The Canadian prepper, Jesus Christ, he finally went paywall because too many of us were going, you're full of shit.
What was the Canadian prepper? What was his deal?
Here's the thing, and that's like on my show, I say this. They tell you every day the end of the world's going to happen, but yet you look and they've scheduled a show for tomorrow. So what your fuck is it?
The end of the world is going to happen. It's good tomorrow. The world ends. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for my final episode.
Like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, yeah. So it's like, come on, man, you got it. So I enjoy. I'll surf around and I'll watch that stuff. We do the FEMA daily report, which is really funny because there's not anything in it besides for the weather saying that we're going to get some weather. They don't put a whole lot in there. But I put it out because it's a talking point, and then I'll go from there. And occasionally I'll get on rants. Today I told you earlier about the rant I got on. I won't do it on your show, but it's like, sometimes they're so stupid you got to call them out. So
yeah, they do.
And hopefully someday I'll get to the point where somebody will call me out on something stupid I do, which pretty much is every day of the week. So I just haven't found it yet. So.
Now, you've also done a show with our good friend Casey Ray. She's come on and done a couple live shows too. She's the host of Notorious Escapades. Mm-hmm. She's once again, they're up for Illinois Times Best Podcast of the Year, which it's like, damn, I like her, but we're up for it too. I mean, this is going to be a tough decision.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, she's been on. She swears she's going to make me a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh my God.
which is funny because I also DJ for the Thin Line Rock Station. And when she was saying this, I was saying, I don't know that I could name a Taylor Swift song. And I DJ for, like I said, the Thin Line Rock Station. And so my program director heard it and he hooked me up with like 4 Taylor Swift songs that next time I recorded. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can't say that shit anymore. So
yeah, Bubba is right. Casey is actually how I met Glen, because Casey was like, oh, I'm doing Sportscat radio. I'm like, who's that? And then she started mentioning, oh, it's Glen Jackson. I'm like, I checked you out one day. I'm like, all right, this guy's really cool. I got to start listening to him. So the thing is, too, is she did convert Bubba. Bubba's one of our hosts. I like Bubba, but she made him a Swiftie. And he also drinks pumpkin spice. Yeah.
Oh, does he do it with his pinky up? Jesus Christ.
He literally sat.
There's anything wrong with that? So.
He literally sat there because I made fun of it because I'm like, oh, this that time of year, all the white girls are going for that pumpkin spice, man. It's white girl season. Here you go. They got the sundress, the sweaters, and they go for that pumpkin spice. They on the hunt. And literally, he goes, I'm drinking pumpkin spice right now. And I'm like, why are you drinking that? He goes, she said it was good. It's not bad. I am going to fire you.
Please turn in your man card.
You're no longer a man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Swiftie. Oh, God. Don't give Starbucks any ideas, Chico. Do not give Starbucks any ideas. Yeah, I don't know, Bubba. I mean, I've heard differently. You let Bubba be great. Yeah, stop it, April. So, I mean, I tried pumpkin spice, and I literally threw it out the window. I was like, no, this tastes horrible.
I think my wife's tried to force it on me, and I vomited. So no.
There was a video we played a while back that mentioned it's done by a YouTube channel called Meat Canyon. I'll have to send it to you after the show, and it's called the Pumpkin Spice Plague. And it's this girl, she gets addicted to pumpkin spice. She's driving through the Starbucks. She drives through the Starbucks line, and she orders a pumpkin spice. They give it to her, and she guzzles it down. She's like, ugh! Like real fast. And she starts going through the Starbucks line over and over, getting more pumpkin spice to the point where she starts turning into a pumpkin. And I'll have to send it to you. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. No pumpkin spice for me. So it's Mountain Dew. That's pretty much it. So.
Mountain Dew, Full Throttle. I love Full Throttle energy drinks. That stuff's the blood of the gods.
Well, just be advised. They say the caffeine shrinks your testicles, so there is that. So
I can validate that is 100% true. I have not noticed a change in my testiculars. They still
Hold on a minute. I gotta hit a sound effect here. Hold on, I gotta call you out on this one.
No, for your information, I have full-size balls.
So you get the whole setup there. You got like a soundboard and everything.
Oh yeah.
I got to get that going. I got to get a new desk. I just got a.
Well, this one's online. It's easier. It's voice mod.
Oh, you had the voice mod. Okay.
Yeah. Trust me, it's awesome. It's going to screw up your entire microphone system for the first 3 months, and you're not going to know how to use it. But other than that, it's great. All right, I'll start playing the recordings, and you're going, where the hell's that coming from? So yeah. But, otherwise, it's great. So.
My buddy Kluge, who does a show with me, he has like a whole 3 pages of the dumbest, stupidest shit I have ever said drunk. And I've told him I want to smash that soundboard of yours so badly. He's like, you can smash it all you want. You'll buy me a new one. And the sounds are also backed up on my freaking computer. And I'm like, then I'll smash your computer. They're also backed up on the internet. Then I'll smash the internet. How drunk are you right now? Fucking wasted right now. Oh.
Yeah. The cloud will get you.
Your comment, April. Every time I slack on comments, she's like, "Don't skip my comment like that."
Wow, April's angry.
Well, April is the
I like angry girls. So
she's the co-owner.
Oh, well, hello.
Yeah, which, by the way, April, the StreamYard payment came through. You'll be like $25. Yeah, she's like, I love that soundboard, fat ass. What the hell was that?
It was Homer Simpson.
No!
Oh, okay. Oh gosh. So outside of all the broadcasting that you do, all the radio shows, the podcasts, what do you like to do for fun? What else do you like to do for fun besides go out there and try and find Bigfoot?
Well, yeah, one of the most recent I won't say recent, but I've developed a love of disc golf, which is frisbee golf with a frisbee. So I'm no good at it. I've lost more discs than I care to admit. And I've spent more money than I care to ever tell the missus about on discs. But otherwise, it's good exercise. You get out there, you get some fresh air. I haven't done it during the summer. Jesus Christ. It's too hot. But it's good exercise. You get out there. There are some courses that are really cool. There's others that will kill you. My son moved to Vermont, and I tried one. It's called Rock something. And they weren't shitting. You go down one valley, climb a rock cliff, up to the next one. Each time I've only made it 3 or 4 holes further. I still haven't completed the course 5 years later. So I will eventually do it. But Jesus Christ, but the 6th basket, you're like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
I recently got into golf and I realized one very important thing. I am horrible. I am 100% horrible.
And see, that's why I went to disc golf, because the frisbees are a lot cheaper. And if I lose it, I don't feel half as bad. So
I'm pretty good at sending, parts of the earth flying in the air, but the ball stays right there on that tee for some reason.
Check. Yes.
But I did learn I have this. I know that the new Happy Gilmore movie came out, and it's a good movie, but I am not kidding with this. I found out I have the weirdest golf swing to make the golf ball connect with it. So with Happy Gilmore, he runs up and he just clobbers the damn thing. I have this weird slide going on. I'll just keep my feet playing on the ground. I'll just slide into it and hit it. And somehow that works. I have no idea how, but if I try swinging normally, no.
Like a softball slap.
Yeah, basically like a softball slap. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know how this is working. I don't know how I'm doing this. And my brother-in-law goes, only you would be able to swing a golf ball and a golf club so fucking awkward, and somehow it fucking works.
Well, see, you know what? There you go. You should teach other people how to do it, just like you. So charge them $50 a lesson. So.
Just slide right into it.
Or pay me in beer, one or the other. But yeah.
Everybody's trying to tell me, no, you want to bend your knee back, bring your arms back up, and then just swing. I'm just sitting there, stiff arm, shoo. Oh, there it goes.
They say the same thing about disc golf. You want to pull like you're pulling a lawnmower, keep it level, release it with flow. Yeah, your thumb will get hung up on it, your pinky will get hung up on it. But I realized after there was a championship a few years ago, I think about 3 years ago, where the guy who's never been beat, he had one basket to make. The other guy was 2 shots behind him.
Uh-huh.
And he was like way to the left. The basket was like back around to the right, hard right and over there. And the only way he would have ever won this was if he got wasn't a hole in one, but he got it from the second tee. And there was no way he was going to do it. He threw it in a manner that the disc wasn't meant to fly, in an awkward way, for like 600 yards, nailed it. Yeah. Look it up. It's the immaculate basketball hole in disc golf. It's the damnedest thing. So after that, I realized I don't think there's really a wrong way to throw it. And he's now a millionaire because of that one basket. So
the immaculate
basket, disc golf basket. Yeah, it was at the championship, and it really is. I mean, even the crowd was like, "Holy shit, did that just happen?" I was lucky; I was watching it live. Yes, I'm not big of a nerd that I watch disc golf live.
Look it up on YouTube. This is where I really need like a producer to be sitting there on the side.
Don't we all need one?
Yeah, we do. But I'm seeing like people trying to sell portable disc golf baskets, all that stuff. I'll look for it later, but that's just
James, really. I think his name is James. Put in James. See if that limits it down a little bit. I think it's James.
James Stewart. James Swearigan.
No, neither of those sound familiar.
Let's see.
I'll see if I can think.
James Conrad.
No, that didn't. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And no, it's not that.
Let me show you if this is it here. Hang on a second. I think I might have it. Is that the guy?
Yes, that's him.
All right, let's see this.
Okay, it is James. All right, yeah.
James Conrad, that's his name.
Yeah, he's a hippie. He's doing some weed before he goes up. That's the guy that actually got disc golf going and has never been beat.
Well, I mean, if I was going to do disc golf, you bet your ass I'm going to be stoned off my ass playing it.
So you see where he's starting it from. It's like a horseshoe. So the guy throws it and he's like, yeah, there's no chance. There's holy shit.
Oh, wow.
And if this is the video where they show Paul, the guy that he just beat, he's just like, huh. So yeah.
So it's like a horseshoe, and it curved around at such an angle. He literally nailed it. Damn.
And he's been offered like millions of dollars for that one particular disc, and he's still throwing it.
Well, yeah, I'd be like, that's my lucky disc, dude. Hell no.
Yeah. So, yeah. The other guy, he was like the professional. He's like, well, they were both pros, but yeah. He's like, oh yeah, the follow, yeah. It's unbelievable. Because he doesn't even think it's going to make it. But he's like, I ain't got nothing left. Just throw the damn thing.
Whoa, bro. I'm ready for the duber.
Yeah. Down under the tree, banks it around, and boom.
Damn.
Nothing but chain. So.
And there's the guy who's never been beat. That's the guy who created the sport.
Yeah. He's the one that's made it most famous. Yeah, Paul Macbeth. And he's like, he was like, he's like, all I had to do, I was parked right there. All I had to do was just like tap it in, but yeah, never got a chance.
Let's see, where is he? Because I see him walk in. He's like,
yeah, he's the one.
That's
right there. He's like, I'm making sure some bitch is in. Yeah, yeah. One basket he made millions off. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he got after that. He got signed to a disc line. He got a clothing brand. Everybody wanted his shit. So
he has a clothing brand. Are you serious?
Yeah. It's all hippie. It's probably used organic weave something, but
well, when you go out there play disc golf, are you kind of blazing up a little bit?
No, I don't do that because of my career. I was never really allowed to, but I might have an adult beverage or two. So.
Well, I mean, whenever you're going out to, whether it's disc golf or golf, I mean, you got to have something. Like,
it's hot out there. You might get dehydrated. So, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I got stopped once because we were at this golf course up in Taylorville. We got stopped because they were like, "Is that alcohol that's in your bottle of water?" I'm like, "No, it's not." It was vodka. And they're like, "Well, prove it. Take a huge swig of that."
Okay.
Okay. Took a swig of it. I downed the whole thing. I'm trying to straight face it. He goes, huh, I guess it is just water. Yeah, it's water. He turns around 20 minutes later. I'm over there by the tree. Just, excuse me, boys. They don't. Some courses don't like it when you bring alcohol on, but others are like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, so that's what I say about disc golf. There's very few paid parks or whatever baskets. So there's very few. The ones that are very nice, but I think I've only done one paid. Yeah, and it was up in Vermont, and it was on an actual country club. They had a golf course beside it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the only one I've ever paid. But there are a few out there. But so that's what I like to do. What else do I like to do? I don't know. I'm still pondering this. I've been trying to write a book for a longest damn time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I vacillate. I've got one that I'm writing on Tennessee cryptids. And not like, everybody's heard of Dogman and Bigfoot. Like you talk about the Velociraptor. No, not the Velociraptor. What's the pterodactyl? There's been a pterodactyl sighted in rural Tennessee.
Oh, I'm going to Tennessee then. I'm going to get me a pterodactyl.
Yeah. And there was a mermaid sighted in Tennessee. So, and that's the ones that I'm interested in. Because like I do with my show, I get bored with the regular people. I want something unusual. So a mermaid in East Tennessee is kind of unique. So I like it.
How do you get a mermaid in East Tennessee? Off the beach, the coastline, I take it? Well,
no. A lot of underground lakes are connected to streams and they all feed out to an ocean. This girl I think she was 9 years old, and she was down. It's called Blue Hole, and it's here in East Tennessee. And she was down at the local Blue Hole, or I guess it was called Blue Hole. And she talks about how she met this girl. She names the name of a god underneath of Atlantis. I don't have my notes in front of me right now, but she goes on to talk about she is 9 years old and she's talking back and forth to this other deity, and she tells her about her world, and she says, well, let's go for it. And she takes her down and he shows her, and she asks, we're in Tennessee, how can this be? She says, all the waters connect eventually, and they may. And she said, well, you've got to go back now. Her parents, the mermaid's parents, were calling her, and the humans' parents were calling her. And she said, well, if you want to stay with me, you can stay, but you'll be here forever and be immortal. Otherwise, you can't ever come back. And she wanted to go eat dinner, and so she left. And the way the story goes is so fascinating with so much detail. If this little girl didn't have an experience of some kind, it's kind of, who am I to say that she did or didn't? But I find it fascinating that these things, exactly, Hollow Earth, how do we know they don't exist?
Well, it's interesting too, because according to the story, the mermaid claims that all the water on the earth is connected. They just discovered, I think it was this year or last year, that underneath the crust, there is an ocean. Yeah, there is just a large ocean, and it's connected to our oceans.
Yes.
So in a sense, it's interesting she said that, because just a few years ago, they discovered that, yes, there is a large ocean underneath the earth. There's like a weird mineral you can find down there too. They claim it's like a blue crystal. It's like water crystal or something like that. But it's interesting that in the story, this little girl says, the mermaid says that all the water's connected, because now we know, hey, there's a large ocean underneath the earth, that we can get to. It's kind of like what Stoner Chloe goes with. Look up Hollow Earth. She's not wrong.
No. And who am I to say she is wrong? The way the story is, and she was recounted it all the way up to the time she was in the nursing home the same way. So who am I to say? Yeah, who am I to say that she's wrong? She's never changed her story, because a lot of times you'll catch people in inconsistencies, or they'll ad lib something.
Yeah.
And so, but she's kept with it and been consistent. Who am I to say? She now says she wishes she'd went. When she was in the nursing home, she did. It's like, well, shit, you know.
Well, I mean, it's like, what happens to her if she goes down with the mermaids? They like do some kind of like humbo jumbo magic. She turns into a mermaid.
How did she go to start with?
Yeah, how'd she get there to start with? That's another question. Well,
Yeah.
it's also like the big theory with Loch Ness is that the reason you can't find the monster is because there's caves that connect out to the ocean, and they claim that the reason Nessie is only seen so often is she comes in to spawn at Loch Ness, then swims back out to the ocean with her young. For the longest time, they were sitting there. The Loch Ness monster, dinosaurs is what I'm into, so I know about this shit. For the longest time, they sat there and said there's no way a cave system connects Loch Ness to the ocean. Well, just a couple of years ago, they found out there's caves underneath the coastline, and it does connect out to the ocean. So,
and well, freak you out. Look and see where all eels come from one specific area of the world.
Let's see, where did they come from?
It's like the Indian Ocean or something. But there's like one specific portion of the world, all eels, even freshwater eels. Freshwater eels are just eels that haven't converted to saltwater.
The Sargassoi Sea, which is a unique area of the Atlantic Ocean without. Ooh. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, and like I said, and we know that to be a fact. And well, I mean, if you want to say, what about these creatures we haven't found? In the past few years, how many animals have they discovered in Central Park in downtown New York? Now, granted, they may have been salamanders or a bug or something, but that's the densest population in the United States, and we're finding things there. So how do we know the area of Wyoming, Montana, Tennessee we haven't explored that there's not something?
There's literally two ecosystems in New York, Manhattan Island itself. You have the normal human ecosystem, which is obviously Times Square, Manhattan, but then you have the one that they talk about underneath where it's like they say the sewers of New York are miles long, and it's just it can be a swamp in some areas, and it can be super frigid in some, but they say the amount of animal life down there, they claim that like snakes and crocodiles and alligators, they can't live down there because of the bacteria, and that's true, but they're not denying the fact that something else like marsupials or animals that get released. Like we had April in the chat room a minute ago. She said she has exotic pets, but she doesn't want a dire wolf. What's not to say someone doesn't get an animal that is accumulated to that environment and gets released into that area? That's just where it's crazy.
And New York's a mixing bowl, so yeah, who knows? Yeah,
it is. So,
and when you first started with, I thought you said there was two animals, a Republican and Democrat. I was like, oh, well, that's
true. Well, I guess there's supposed to be a third soon because Elon's like, fuck this, I'm done with y'all. I'm making my own.
It's going to be the AI party. So
it's going to be just a clubhouse. That's all it's going to be. He's going to be like, I'm going to make my own political party. It's going to have hookers and cocaine, just minus the cocaine.
Yeah, that nerd probably has never done drugs, and I don't think he's ever drank in his life. But damn, he gets the chicks. He's got like 15 kids.
Oh yeah, he does. He does. Yeah, he's got Jesus.
And he doesn't care. He's got like a mansion in every state. He don't give a rat's ass. So
no, he doesn't.
He's got more money than some countries.
He is literally the Iron Man of the real world. I am waiting for the day he sits there and says, I made a suit. Look at this. It's really cool.
Well, he says that he now has a way through a chip to make humans immortal. What's scary is he probably does.
That's scary. I mean, I would not want to be immortal because of the fact, in my opinion, if you live for so long, you'll go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, eventually my team will win the World Series and eventually Super Bowl. So,
what's your team?
Well, the Commanders in football and the Nationals, and I'm an Orioles fan at heart because the Nationals weren't there when I grew up in DC. So, since the '80s, they've sucked since Ripken left. So,
all right, so I like you already because you didn't say the Cubs. I got to deal with Bubba with the Cubs, and
the Cubs got the curse of the goat, so
and every time that it gets brought up, the Cubs won the World Series 10 years ago, dude.
It was like 1941. Come on.
It's like I can't get into it. I mean, I'd rather talk about sports and argue sports than politics because politics gets dirty. But sports, it's angry. Like, yeah. Did you watch?
But then again, like the Reds or Commanders and the Dallas Cowboy fans, we can't stand each other. If Dallas was blown off the face of the earth, I would give zero fucks. So
it's so funny. And I looked this up too. Like, why did the Cubs and the Cardinals have a long-standing rivalry? Well, it's because apparently I looked this up and I couldn't stop laughing at it. It's because the Cubs were tired of being the laughing stock, so they started comparing themselves to the Cardinals, which was the most successful team in the area. And the Cardinals at one point just one year decided, okay, we're going to fuck you guys over. And every game they played, it was like they just destroyed the Cubs. So, yeah, there's another reason why I don't like Bubba. Go Dallas, dude.
Well, I don't like Bubba anymore. Hey, Chris, you're a Cowboys fan. You're cut off from me. I'm blocking you right now.
Did you see the Detroit Lions player this weekend got hurt?
I saw the replay. Yeah.
Oh my God. I've never seen somebody's head clear their shoulders. That looks so painful. And that was a preseason game.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't realize preseason is more competitive than sometimes the regular season, because you're talking about fifth string guys who haven't been signed, walk-on people, and they think, there's a 1% chance you'll get $1 million contract. I'm going to kill the guy across from me to get it. And a lot of times that's the way they play. And that's why you'll see them take the starters out, because they're like, no, we're not. I know this guy can do it. I'm not going to risk him getting injured. So,
right. Well, the good thing is Morris Norris, I believe is his name. The good thing is I was watching the replay on it, and I was like, oh my God, he's gonna be paralyzed in some areas. He's surprisingly not.
Yeah.
He just had a really bad concussion, which God bless that man. I would hate to have, you just start out with a team, you're just starting out, you're playing football. Now all of a sudden you get a career ending, thank God he's fine. Thank God.
The Buffalo player that died on the field.
Yeah.
The staff brought back, and it was just a fluke thing. Come to find out he had an underlying, whoa, it's just me here. So I'm running the show now. This is my show, and I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. So apparently he just decided to leave his own show.
Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. I was going to go look up the Buffalo player, and I was like, oh, I hit the wrong button on the wrong screen. Son of a bitch.
He starts the time, and then he pulls out.
So, yeah. I get it. You hit the wrong button. So.
Yeah.
That's Troy Aikman. That's the Dallas Cowboy right there. So.
I deserve that.
So, but yeah, I was like, oh, damn, I got another show. But don't know how to end this one, so we're just going to keep on going. Yeah, I mean, he died on the field.
Yeah. What was his name?
And it was just an odd hit, and he had an underlying. It's actually a phenomena called ROT syndrome, and it's basically where you get hit it happens more in baseball players, getting hit in the chest, but it is a thing. It's an actual medical thing. So
yeah, DeMar Hamlin. Yeah,
DeMar Hamlin.
That's who it was. Yeah,
it was a brutal sports weekend. 2 race car drivers, one died, and then the kid that won, that it was just starting his career, fell getting out of his car and almost broke his neck, knocked himself unconscious.
Jesus,
that was brutal. So yeah.
Yeah, if you're an athlete, man, be careful, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, I can't help but think they're probably going, well, we're not going to insure this guy.
Dude, no. Well, and I'm pretty sure, too, like the NFL has like the best insurance. I mean, contact sports like that, like the NFL or the UFC, they got to have the best. I know the UFC has the best insurance you can get, because you're literally telling the guy that, hey, go fuck that guy up.
I've transported a couple of the players before, so yeah, they're pretty. They fly with their own team doctors and everything. So yeah.
What would you say was the worst injury you saw? Because I'm a big UFC guy. I love watching it. I know most of my cast are into the wrestling.
I swear I would. I've been a paramedic at the boxing. It was all semi-pro. I swear I would never do that again. That is the nastiest, dirtiest sport. You piss yourself a lot of times while you're fighting. Well, you get punched in the kidneys,
Yeah, that's true.
And it's. I swore I would never do one of those again, because I've had literal guys that piss themselves in the ring, and they were like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. So I swear I'd never do that again. I get in here. I'm going to talk about my team bad. Tennessee was playing LSU in Peach Bowl, and Tennessee cheap shotted the quarterback, and I ended up on the field with this kid with a tore liver, and he was messed up. And I was like, we got to go. I'm telling the doctors, we ain't got time to fool around with this other shit. We got to go. And the doctor finally realized what I was talking about, and we got him to surgery, and he was fine. But yeah, that was probably the sports injury. I had a player. It was a semi-pro. I guess it was semi-pro. I don't understand soccer, so I'll probably piss off some of your fans. But it was the Atlanta Silverbacks, and this guy had a heart attack during the game and died on the field.
Oh,
so, yeah. And so here I'm. I mean, they're not pro team, but I don't even know if they're semi-pro, but they're still in the stands. Everybody's watching me, and I'm like out here in the rain and doing this, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. So, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So, of course, as a paramedic, I've had weird stories too. So,
I'll bet because I mean, the amount of stories you probably can tell off. There was a guy on YouTube or TikTok. He's like a paramedic. He always talks about the people who always do like the weird injuries.
Yep.
What's name, like badge 534, something like that. Yeah, that's who it is. 502. Somebody will sit there and it's like, they'll do a video where they're like, I found this interesting jar. It looks like obviously a butt plug. I wonder what I could use it for. And then it cuts to him. He's like,
nope.
No, no, I am not taking. Yeah.
It's amazing what people do in the privacy of their own home. So.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Skeletor wants to know how many ears you pick up.
I think I've only had one ear sliced off in my career. So
I think he's talking about I think he's making a comment about the boxing thing.
Oh yeah. With Bite Tyson.
With Tyson.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that. I have picked up somebody's ear got sliced off, but yeah, it bled a lot, but you put it back. It's mostly cartilage, so you'd be all right.
Yeah, I mean, ears are overrated. So
yeah. So here's a Band-Aid. You don't need an ambulance. What's wrong with you? So, but yeah. I mean, you see weird shit. You talk about we'll get back to the haunted. We got called by PD late one night to go at the house that said that there was a woman who had been sexually assaulted and need to be transported to the hospital. Okay, well, I'm a guy, my partner's a guy, but we got to do it. And we get out there, and I notice when I get there's like 20 police cars. And I'm thinking, what's a crime scene? Maybe, And I go in, and I'm like, well, what's going on? They're like, well, she's up there, but don't go up there. I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to? And about that time, she comes out of the bedroom, and it was we were in the downstairs, and it was like a loft. So she was like up in, I guess, the bedrooms, and there was a stairway down to the living room, and she starts doing this incantation, and it's like the same tone, the same pitch, the same everything. And as she's coming down the stairs, it was split. We got a half turn, and it goes the other way, split level. She crawled the wall and jumped down on the couch like Spider-Man. I looked at the cops and said, I'm out. That's your problem, not mine. I am out.
Wait, what?
I have no idea if it was just our eyes or whatever. The cops are, we don't want any part of it. I'm like, this paramedic ain't taking her. I can tell you that.
So she climbs the wall like Spider-Man and jumps.
Yeah. She crawled the corner. She went from the second flight. She crawled over, the wall curved, and then she jumped down off the wall on the couch. Maybe she just did it really quick and she was agile. I don't know. But I'm thinking if somebody was brave enough to sexually assault her, there's something wrong with that person. I don't want that either. And I know I probably just pissed somebody out. But yeah, I was like, nope, not in this end. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Well, that's one of those things where, as a ghost hunter, I'd be like, "Oh, cool. Can we say a little bit? I got to ask her some questions." But it's like, Yeah, motherfucking Spider-Man ghost.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that chick was on. I wanted none of it. So,
Oh my god!
like, that's a PD thing, not mine. You cuff her, put her in your car. If she Spider-Man's her ass out of there and Houdini's down the street, you're responsible, not me. Nope.
So we didn't touch on this, and I know we're going on about we're going on about an hour and 34 minutes. We're going to end it here shortly, but I definitely
double. Holy cow!
You what?
I'm going to charge you double.
Well, I'm from Illinois, mind you, so
yeah, well, that's true.
I'm broke. I definitely want to have you on again at some point, but I besides the Spider-Man ghost, what is the one haunted story that literally scared the fuck out of you, where you were like,
the last night I slept in my grandmother's house.
The last night you slept in your grandmother's house, okay?
Yeah. My family was in the process. All of my family, except me, was in the process of moving from Washington, D.C. to Knoxville. And no, I'd already moved here. I'm sorry, because I had kids and realized it's too damn expensive to live in Washington, D.C. So I went up and I was staying in her house while I don't know what she did, but I didn't want any part of it. It was up for sale, and it was her old house that was built in like 1940. And growing up, we had seen things, we had heard things, but I never really put them together until later. And so my bedroom was upstairs, second floor. You come up the stairs, there's a bedroom to your right, there's a bedroom to your left, and there's a bathroom straight ahead. And this is, like I said, a 1940s era home. It's the old, you picture the sink, you turn two knobs in the spigot. So it's an older home. I mean, even in Washington, D.C., there's still some rural homes, or not rural, but I don't know what the correct term is, old homes. But this was in like 1990. And so I was sleeping on a cot because we were selling the house. I was up there to sign the paperwork for my grandmother. The house was, I was doing all the work for the family. And I woke up, I had to pee. And this is my grandmother's house. I slept there, lived there. And I said, well, I don't remember it was supposed to storm. And there was lightning, coming out the windows. It was flashing. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I get up and I make the right, go into the bathroom. I'm standing there. Once again, an inopportune time to run into an entity. See, that's the thing. I've discovered they're phallic. So I'm standing there taking a leak, and I'm look outside, and I realized it's not lightning and raining outside. Outside window, it overlooks. It's a second story. Straight under it's the old fuel oil tank for like when you the old homes up north,
right?
And then there's the yard, the backyard, and that's the only other way out. There's an antique mirror medicine cabinet to my right, and I look over. And I see this tall black figure that fills the doorway. It's got a cape and a fedora, and the lightning is coming off of it. And I'm thinking to myself at that point in time, dick in hand, there's only two ways out of this. So, yeah. Eventually, it got bored with looking at me, I guess. And it disappeared, and I swore I would never sleep again in that house again.
Skeletor says he saw Dracula.
Well, there is a thing about a ghost with or a demon with a fedora and a cape.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy. Oh, what is his name?
And I didn't know about this until later in life. So, but yeah, the lightning was coming out of it like plasma energy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out. So, but I couldn't jump out the window. Even though at that moment, so yeah, so
there you go, everybody. If you ever want to see Bigfoot, you ever want to see a ghost, you ever want to see an alien Loch Ness monster, make sure you take a piss first, and then it'll randomly appear.
It's that, or no, make sure you're holding your unit while.
Yeah, make sure you're holding your unit. It's such.
Yeah. And it's always a good idea to carry some monkey pheromone with you, just in case.
Oh shit! Did you ever hear about the guy who claimed that? Did you ever hear about the guy who claimed he had a unique way of attracting Bigfoot, and he could attract Bigfoot?
Oh no, I don't think I've heard this one.
So, it was from like me and Bubba. We talked about it on Weird Frequencies. It was like from 1970. he thought the best way to attract Bigfoot was to use the pheromones of a female ape.
We've done that in the field, yeah.
And he would also dress up as a female Sasquatch with
Nope, we haven't done
that. Which at first it's like, how do you dress up like a female Sasquatch? How do you know what one looks like? He used the pheromones of a female ape, and he dressed up as a female Sasquatch playing animal noises trying to attach yeah.
It's some Barry White. So.
Yeah, he had a boom box is what they said. He got shot by a park ranger because the park ranger is getting reports of these noises, and he goes up, and sure enough, there's a Bigfoot standing there. And so, what is his first reaction?
Sexual Bigfoot.
What is his first reaction? He shoots it with a tranquilizer gun, which had enough potency to drop a yeah. The round had enough potency it could drop a grizzly bear, right? Well, you're talking about a whole tranquilizer going to a guy. Guess what happened? The guy had a heart attack and died.
Wasn't his lucky day.
No, well, he didn't attract no damn Bigfoot. That's for damn sure. They said he'd been doing this for weeks. They had reports. They told him, stop doing it. You're scaring all the tourists that come to the park. And so he did it at another location. The park ranger saw the female Bigfoot, and he fucking shot it. He's like, oh.
There was the one in Wyoming. He would go out occasionally and run across the woods, tree line, or walk along the roadway to scare cars. And one day somebody decided they were going to collect the money. And they were going to run over Bigfoot. The question is, do you charge him with a crime? I
think the one I like, because we used to do a segment called Dumb Ways to Die when we first started the show. And it was kind of like, you ever see a show, 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great show. That was hilarious. But
I've seen him in real life, so
we had this one article we read, and I could not believe this. I could not believe this. So there was a guy, and he lived next door to these two women that were lesbians, and they would always get it on. Well, he'd go back in the yard, he'd always stare and look. Well, he got caught once, so he decided he was going to be smart about it. So he waited a few months, then he started dressing up as an alien and go staring in their window in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
Well, one night they're upstairs. They had this 2-story house. It's upstairs. He's got a 1-story house. There's a telephone pole, runs in between the yard. There's like a center yard with a transformer. All right. One day they go upstairs to do it because they know that something's been staring at them. Let's just go up to where nothing can stare at them through the window. And if it's something staring at them through the window, then they got a problem. Well, he's dressed up as the alien. Well, he gets a ladder, and you already see where it's going. He climbs up the ladder, and he's staring in there with the alien mask, watching these two girls get it on. They see him. Well, one of the girls finally has enough, so she rushes the window, throws the window open, finds out it's a guy, pushes the guy. Well, the guy fell at such an angle, he pinned himself up against a transformer with the ladder.
Oh, shocking.
He fried himself.
Oh, yeah. It is difficult to kill stupid, but it can be done. So
I don't approve of the. We stopped doing that not because I didn't like the idea of reading how stupid people died in the dumbest way possible, like the kid who found the blasting cap and was trying to set it off. So he was stomping on it. He was throwing it against rocks. So he took it, he put it in his mouth, he just bit down on it, and that was enough to set it off.
Yeah. Or and it never made the news. The guy here in East Tennessee that was making the pipe bombs and forgot to put the fuse in and decided to drill in. Yeah. Luckily, sometimes you do kill stupid, but yeah. Oh, well, the one that gets me talking about that is the one guy, the only person to ever be struck by a comet, space debris. Oh
yes,
he was like a diehard religious guy. He was a virgin. He never drank, and he's out on his patio and he's praising to God, and he gets taken out.
he's sitting there. He's trying to convert all these kids that are at this pool party. These dirty sinners. Change your ways. And all of a sudden, God just meteor right through the heart.
Yeah. 8-ball, quarter pocket. So.
It's like you're literally sitting there, and it's like God just told you stop it. Now He's going to make you stop it.
I've seen things that make me question God, and then I've seen things that go, God's got a sense of humor. So,
I have never really questioned God. I've never seen things to question God, but I will say that I've seen things that makes me believe God does have a sense of humor.
He's got to, because look at all the dumbasses he's put on the earth. So, and I'm not talking about the ones in political offices. Look at the others.
I mean, like literally, there's sometimes I'll read something and I'll see something like the guy who got smited with the meteorite through the chest. I'm like, God calling you back to say, look, I'm going to send you back, but for the love of God, for the love of me, you're 30 years old. Go lose your V card when you get down there. Go eat some fruit or something.
Yeah, the guy who got ate by his own pet snake. Yeah, things like that. It's like, yeah, what's wrong with you? What the hell did you have a snake that big for?
Well, this has been a great interview. I'd love to have you back on at some point for sure. We seem to really, get along real well. So we got a lot to talk about and all that stuff. But
was your chat good? I mean, any
the chat lit up. Yeah, everybody was having fun talking about it.
Making fun of the fat guy. I get it. That's all
right. There's one comment from Skeletor. He's like,
well, we kind of, you kind of got to give it up for Skeletor. I think he's that kid in middle school that got bullied, and he's sitting there in his underwear, eating Cheetos, typing bad things on the keyboard. So, I'm sorry, Skeletor. That's the instant image I got of you. So, but you gotta love them all. Well, they need to come over and find my shows. They can search out the Sportcat shows or my show name, the Para R Normal, 3 words, Para R Normal Guys. And we spell guys with a Z. So come over and check it out, and you'll hear me talk daily about stupid shit. And every now and then I'll let off with, like Bobby Dizzle says, he went all this time and never realized. No, it's Para R Normal Guys. That's my personal one. Bobby Dizzle, we're talking, and he goes, out of nowhere, you tell me we're in the Bermuda Triangle and didn't know it. And I'm like, yeah, it happened.
It's Para R Normal Guys.
Yeah. That's they could come there too, but I'm trying to get monetized. I need people. I'm 252 people away from getting monetized.
Do you have a link to the YouTube channel?
I could probably find one. But yeah, I every now and then I'll come up with something so stupid, even I go, what the hell did I just say? So I do that frequently. So yeah, come over, check me out. We just chatted, Tom. There we are. Yeah, every now and then I'll say something stupid and people call me out, and I love it. So there you go. You should be.
I just saw that, the Sasquatch with the Mothman. Doing the thing from the Coldplay concert meme.
Yes.
I love the internet. That has been so rewarding.
Yes.
All right, here you go. So there is Sportscat's YouTube channel. Here is also the one he's really trying to push on, Paranormal Guys.
Yeah.
So definitely go subscribe there. I'm definitely going to subscribe for sure. Before we go, I have a challenge for you and your crew. All right.
Lord, well, now, I'm losing them all thanks to your audience. So.
All right, well, I have a challenge for you. Okay, so we here at the Best Damn Podcast, we're very big into charity. We're very big into charity. We work with a charity here in Illinois called Wrestling for a Cure. It's ran by a bunch of wrestlers. 100% of the donates, 100% of the proceeds all go to St. Jude's. For children's cancer research.
Good cause.
Last year we crowned a champion. We called him the King of the Chat Room champion because he raised $657. He donated $657 of his own money for St. Jude's, and we do fire sales once a month. Now we're holding another contest this year. We're calling it the Battle of the Podcasts. And the way it works, this is how it is. We've already had one podcast that said they're 100% on board, and they've already got a few donations. We would send you a link. You would create your own page to where your listeners can donate. And at the end of the year, the winner, the podcast that raises, We're not participating in this because we found out that when we participate, we kind of blow people out of the water.
Yeah,
people love to see me in pain. Like people love to see me get shot in the ass by a paintball gun.
Sweet.
But that's actually with a fire sale too.
Can you put on a Bigfoot suit for me? Just asking for a friend.
We could talk.
Okay. All right.
But the podcast that raises the most by the end of the year will get a custom made like boxing or wrestling title belt with their logo and everything on it, and that is theirs to keep. That is theirs. They can walk around and say, "I raised the most money between all these podcasts for St. Jude's." Would you like to perhaps participate in this?
You're bringing me in, and there's only 2 months left, so that's you're handicapping me here. But I'm sure I'm not. I'll never turn down something for charity.
No, okay. So the contest. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you the dates. That's my fault. The contest runs from July to July of next year.
Oh, okay. I was like January to December. Yeah, okay.
No. You have time. So, and I think the other podcasts are up like $20-$30 or so, but it'll run from. Well, we're gonna end it on July 10th of next year. So you have like a year. You can push it around and. I can show you real quick if you want the belt we got made for the guy who donated the most on our show. Just the guy who donated the most altogether in the chat room.
Okay. So you make it for the person that donates the most or the podcast that gets the most?
So we're going to do 2 belts this year. The podcast that gets the most donations and the person who donates the most. And this person can donate across any, like he can go to your podcast and say, I got paid today, but best damn podcast not on. I'm going to drop $100 on Sportcat.
Awesome.
So here is the belt. This is the belt we made for the chat room. This is for the individual. Now next year it'll have like the podcast that wins it. It will have their logo, and it'll be theirs to keep.
Nice. So you're going to put the Sportcat logo on. This is what you're saying. Gotcha.
Yes. If you win it, you will get the Sportcast logo, and we will either mail it or I will personally drive to your place to deliver this to you and say, here you go.
Well, if I'm in Atlanta, that's a long drive for you, so.
Well, also, I need to go to Atlanta. There's a lot of haunted locations I want to check out, dude.
All right.
Yeah, and there's me dressed as Donald Trump hiding the address. T-Boo Donald Trump there in the corner. That's when the boxer ride, and this is the belt that we got.
Dude, where did you get that weave? But
that's all natural. What are you talking about?
Please tell me the missus wasn't attracted by that.
she literally asked me, "Where did you find that dead cat at?" So you're on board for it?
Yeah, send me the link. I'll start next week. I can start. I could probably start doing it next week, maybe sooner. But yeah, I'll put it on the Thin Line Rock Station twice a week. I'm there Tuesdays and Thursdays from noon till 2. Spinning records, rock and roll, so I can put it there. They'll let me do it, and of course, I'll put it on Yerg's Radio and on Radio X in Australia. Hell, I'll get the Australians to make it.
Oh my god, you're gonna win based on the Australians. You're gonna win. Hey, Australia, you're awesome. Keep the damn spiders away from us. So,
or are you hearing music, or is it just me?
Oh, that's the outro music.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Oh, so you didn't tell me we were leaving. All right.
No, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Damn it, you and your buttons.
I dropped my water.
Oh, I got you that excited, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Glenn, this has been an amazing podcast. This is probably dead. I hate people with soundboards.
Me too. That's why I usually don't do it, but it's just been so opportune with you. So
yeah.
But yeah, well, please tell everybody to come over. And you can come over and do mine sometime.
Absolutely. Send me a link, whatever. Just let me know. I'll happily come on and do a show with you.
Okay. We got a weird audience, so you'll fit in.
We both got weird audiences, but that's why we love them.
I do. I love my chat. So even Skeletor, his mommy will give him a cookie later. So he's gonna come over to my channel just to hate me. So
you're gonna start shit. You're gonna start shit, and he's not gonna stop.
Hey, I already have one of them run off of a host, so come on now.
Yeah.
Just don't use the C word and you'll be okay. So
just don't use the what?
C word. So
okay, yeah.
Right. So I've heard things about this sage. I'm getting kind of aroused just hearing the stories. So
great. I'm going to have a co-host run off.
And just for Casey Ray, I did have a special Sportcat song made up just for her. So hold on here.
Oh,
we're violating YouTube copyright. Yeah, wait a minute, stop it. We're really going to get in YouTube jail. So, yeah.
Well, it's Taylor Feline. I doubt you're going to get a copyright off that, but
I don't know. I don't want Travis Kelce to come beat my ass. So
that's true. It turns out he doesn't live far from me. He's out in Missouri. So
maybe he'll answer my emails.
Maybe that'd be an awesome interview to have. So, where can they catch you at next, Glenn?
Well, I'll be doing the Sportcat Daily Gazette tomorrow on my channel, noon until 3. And I'm also going to record my radio show from noon till 2 on the Thin Line Rock Station. And it's a very good station to listen to. Listening supports public safety and military. So,
hell yeah.
Come listen. And maybe one of these days I'll own a radio station. So,
well, if you own a radio station, I'd like to do maybe like the overnight radio personality, like kind of like, Art Bell coast to coast.
We can do that. I will need. I'm serious about that. I'm actually. I'm in negotiation to start one right now. So.
Well, let me know. I definitely need a new job. I'm tired of driving a forklift at work. So
I can't. What the hell are you talking about? I can't pay myself. My wife. She got an LLC, so she can keep my money. So.
All right, you guys. Well, we're gonna get off here, Glenn. Thank you very much. It's been an awesome time. I will send this link to you here shortly, and you can catch the boys Wednesday on the next edition of the Best Damn Podcast. I will unfortunately be working, so bear with Bubba or tell him just to shut up. That's the best.
That's right. You're on the same time I am, aren't you? Wednesdays at 9.
Yeah.
Suddenly I hate you. So why did I agree to do this? Damn it. Thought I was going to get a listener. Shit. So.
You're going to get a listener. I'll listen to you after hours, okay? You can listen to us, or you can listen to Sportcat. Check them out. It's great. It's a great podcast. You got a great setup going on there, Glenn. Thank you very much. It's been an honor. We will see you guys on the next episode of Sportscast, the Paranormal Guys, and the Best Damn Podcast. So long, everybody.
We're out of here.